Alright, moving on to the next one. These are transformations practice. Yeah, so we're moving on to the next one. Graph the image of the figure using the transformation given. In this translation, when you go right 2 and down 4, so you're really just taking all your x, y's, and adding 2 to the x's, and subtracting 4 from the y's. Whoops. And so that's our function there. And so we need to take all our points, add 2 to the x, and subtract 4 from the y. You'll get -3 and -4 for b. There's b prime. P prime is going to be 0, 0. And q prime is going to be 5, -2. So again, I just took the x, added 2, took the y, subtracted 4. Took the x, added 2, took the y, subtracted 4. Added 2 to the x, subtracted 4 from the y. And that's how I got my new coordinates. Now I have them all, I can put them all in my graph. So b prime's at -3 and -4. There's b prime. P is at 0, 0. Or p prime's at 0, 0. And q is at 5, -2. And so there's my q prime. I've got q prime and b prime and p prime. And back to q prime, and I got my beautiful triangle there. On 8, it tells us what to do, but again, having a function will make this one pretty quick, because you have to figure out the coordinates, and you have to put down the first figure at all. If you're doing a 90-degree turn, you always switch the coordinates, and if you're doing counterclockwise, it's going to, you always have to switch the sign on the y if you're going counterclockwise, and that's in your notes. I hope you guys still have those. So we're going to do that with all the coordinates here. A prime used to be at 2, -3. I'm going to switch the order, and I'm switching the sign on the y, on the first coordinate. So A prime is going to be at 3, 2, E prime. I'm going, E used to be at -1, 4, switch the order, and switch the sign on the first coordinate, so I now have -4, -1. And I prime, I used to be at 5, -5, switch the order, and switch the sign on the first one. You get 5, 5 for I prime. So now I got all 3 of my coordinates. A prime is going to be here. E prime is going to be there. And I prime is at 5, 5. So there's my I prime right there. So now I got all 3 of my vertices, and I can draw my shape together there. On 9, you just have to say what the transformation is. This one's a rotation, and it's a 180-degree rotation. So you just put that. It doesn't matter which direction it goes. Just put 180-degree rotation. On 10, this is a reflection. Notice how it's kind of like a mirror image here over this diagonal line. Well, that line is the line y equals x. So in your description, you're going to say it's a reflection over the line y equals x. On 11, this is also a reflection, and it's reflecting across that vertical line there. That line is the line x equals -3. All the vertical lines are x equals, because x stays constant. All the horizontal ones are y equals a constant, y equals a number, because the height doesn't change. And so this one is a reflection over x equals -3, the line x equals -3. Now moving on to 12, a lot of people think this is a reflection across the diagonal, but be very careful. Y was on top here, and if you do a reflection, y should still be on top, but it's not. See how you got I, and then you have I and y. So when they switch like that, it's going to be a rotation. This is a 180-degree rotation. And that's it for the whole assignment.